here in the North Okanagan, BC, we've got a very limited land base, so we have some of the most expensive farmland on the continent. We have an aging workforce. We have an aging workforce and really an aging farm workforce. And that's a concern because I'm still relatively young, not that young, but relatively young enough that I want to be eating well for the next 30 or 40 years. And when the average age of farmers is increasing and the land is too expensive for young farmers to get into, that's a concern for me. So how it integrates into what we do is it allows me as an agricultural economist to actually, when I'm dealing, whether it's with business or individual farmers or people in government situations who are making new regulations, it gives me a little more depth and a little more breadth to my expertise, to my area of knowledge, and allows me perhaps a little more credit. One of the pens, each barn has 2 pens, and what we do is we seed them, renovate and seed and irrigate, and then when they go out into one of the pens, by the time they've picked that off, then the next one is ready for them. These pens are seeded with a mix of 2 kinds of clover and rye and peas. You can mostly see the rye there, but the peas are in there as well, and the clover's down low. And it works really well. They learn to forage pretty quickly, and it gives the meat a different consistency and flavor. It's much more dense and much more flavorful in a real chicken kind of way. So works well for us. So what we've got here is we've got our windrow. This is how we deal with our slaughter waste from when we do the on-farm slaughter. This windrow is 2 weeks old, and what we find is that it goes within the first 3 weeks, it goes consistently to temperatures of about 160 to 165 degrees Fahrenheit between 3 weeks and 4 weeks. With an undisturbed windrow, there is no evidence left. We can't find bones, we can't find feathers, we can't find any evidence whatsoever of the slaughter waste. So these guys are, I'm calling them guys, but actually they're female and male. They're pretty hot right now. They're about 8 weeks old. We're going to grow them for another 2.5 months. So just before Thanksgiving, they're going to be Thanksgiving turkeys. But these guys are all healthy, and there's no reason that they won't be alive on slaughter day when they'll be turned into Thanksgiving turkeys. We have a customer list of about 160 that we sell our chickens to. So these turkeys, I've got a few that aren't sold, but they're all sold to local families between Armstrong, Vernon. I think maybe a couple of them are going to Kamloops and maybe 1 or 2 to Kelowna, but the rest of them are right within 100 miles.